G'day guys. Okay, so today I am going to talk about financial strength and getting to a point in life where you can take that financial issue off the table and sort of forget about it. Know that it's taken care of, and you can think about other things in life like your relationships or your health and other important things. Now, I want you to imagine that you are a company. You yourself are a company and you're listed on the ASX. Now, I want you to think about that and think about how you would be judged if everything about you was open and people could see what your P&L looked like, what your balance sheet looked like, what your cash flow statement looked like. They knew your outlook. How would people see you? Would you be the type of company that people would be excited about? They want to invest in you, and your share price would just be flying up currently. Or would you be a company that no one's really interested in, where nothing much is going on, it's okay, little business, trying its hardest, not really getting anywhere, no one's really interested. Plenty of those stocks on the stock market. So just think about that, and I'm going to talk today from that sort of perspective, where if you were a company, where would you sit on the market? And as odd as that sounds, that's how I look at myself financially, just financially. That's how I look at myself. I imagine that I'm a company, and what are my decisions that I'm making, how would they affect my share price if people were investing in me? And it's a fun way to look at your financial life, and it's also, I think, an effective way. So anyway, what I'm going to do today, I want you to see where you are at, to see where you're at. And I'm going to imagine that a new CEO is going to come over and take over your company. The old CEO wasn't doing a good job, so a new CEO is going to step in. Now, in real life, we can't do that. It's only up here. So you've got to imagine that the old CEO today that's been running your life, has been running your finances, he's been given the boot. The share price wasn't doing anything. The shareholders weren't happy. He's gone, and a new CEO has stepped in to take a look at what's going on and try and improve this business. So we're going to go through the 5 things that a CEO would do to give a company financial strength and stability. And you can relate that back to your own life. Okay, so now the first thing, a CEO just walked in the door, the first thing he's going to do is get real. He's going to look at exactly where this business is. It may need a review from staff. Maybe he can do it himself. He'll sit down and look at the finances, look at what's going on, and get real. Now, a new CEO can do that because all the decisions that have been made in the past, he doesn't own them. Someone else has made them. So he can look at those objectively and say, that's good, that's crap, and go through everything that the company's doing. And really, that's where you've got to start. If you're a company with a declining share price, if that's you, and things aren't going well, you have to get real. The new CEO in your head has stepped in today and is going to look at all the decisions that have been made and look at them objectively and say, crap decision, shouldn't have done that. Let's get rid of that, whatever. Or good decision, okay, I like that, we'll go with that one. So get real where you are today, and from there, you can create a vision of where you want to head. So that's what a new CEO is going to do, and that's what you've got to do to start, to turn your business around, your financial life around. Get real where you are, and then create a vision of where you want to go. Okay, so the second thing, now once that's done, you understand where you are and where you're heading, you've got to work on your P&L. Now, a CEO is going to do that. They're going to look at where the money's coming in and where it's going. And you can do that for yourself as well. You can look at your own bank statements. Now, the easiest thing to do for a CEO, the new CEO to do, is to cut the spending. Have a look at where the money is going, because that's something you can change straight away. Look at your own bank statements and see, okay, well, we eat out twice a week, no more, once a month. Or you can look and you can say, well, I have a coffee on my way to work, I buy it, or I buy a lunch, no more. You're going to take your lunch, you're going to take your coffee. So these are changes you can make straight away. And this is what a CEO will do. He'll look at where the money's going and cut it back to the bone. That's where you've got to start. And once you've done that, you can look at the other side, the money coming in. Now that's a little bit harder to turn it around straight away, but you can do that in your own life. You can have a look where the money is coming from. Can I make more? Can I actually work on myself to increase my own value to the marketplace where people will pay me more, where my own boss where I am now will pay me more, or where my customers will pay me more? If I'm self-employed, I can put my prices up. So have a look at that. I might need to take a second job to bring more money in. Have a look at that. So you cut your liabilities and try and increase the income, and your P&L will improve. And what will happen over time is you'll find that you'll actually start having a surplus. Every month you'll become cash flow positive. There'll be more money coming in than goes out. So that's step 2. Work on your P&L. Okay, now step 3 is to increase your cash reserves. And the business will do this. If a business is flying by the seat of its pants, where its outgoings each month are about the same as its income each month, it can't build up that buffer and it can't build up financial strength. You're the same. You need to be able to build up a buffer. And for you, it's as easy as saving. Now that you've worked on your P&L in step 2, in step 3, you take some of that money, or all of it for starters, you take all of it and you save it. And you get to a figure that you're comfortable with. Now, I remember when I did this myself, for the first time in my life, in my mid-30s, I saved, or my wife and I had saved $10,000. And it just felt so awesome that we had $10,000. It wasn't given to us. We didn't win it. We had saved it. From the surplus every month, we had saved $10,000, and we just set it there. And that was our little buffer. If anything went wrong, if the washing machine blew up, if the dog got sick or the cat, we had money there. All of a sudden, life got a lot easier. You don't have to stress about those small things. They're taken care of. So saving $10,000 or $20,000 is an awesome way to give yourself more confidence and build that financial strength. Okay, now number 4. You've got to look at your balance sheet. A business will look at their balance sheet. The new CEO will look at their balance sheet. Let's look at our assets and our liabilities and try and increase the equity that we have. That's what a CEO does, and that's what you've got to do. So once you've got that monthly surplus and you've saved your $10,000 or $20,000, now you start to retire some debt. If you have debt, get rid of as much as possible. Credit cards, you don't need them. I live without credit cards, not necessary. Car loans, you don't need them. Pay them off, never get another one again. All those little crappy debts where you go and you put things on Certegy or this Afterpay, all these little things, you don't need them. So get rid of all those debts. Once you've got that surplus, you've done your savings, start getting rid of these debts. You can even pay off your mortgage if you want to. Just start hammering that down once all these other little debts are gone. But decreasing liabilities is the first way to improve your balance sheet, and it's an easy way to do it. Now, number 5, once you've done all that, the last thing that I encourage people to do is start to invest. This is the last thing. Once you've decreased your liabilities, then you can start using that money to invest into your own growth, and that will increase your balance sheet as well. Your liabilities are lower, now your assets will start building and the equity will build over time. So if you look at yourself as a company and you look at yourself today, right now, a new CEO has just stepped into your mind and is going to take over your financial life. They are the steps that a good CEO will follow, and it's no different for you. I look back at my life and I think, when I was, say, a 15-year-old and I just left school and I got my first job, I was a butcher straight out of school. I reckon my share price, as just a young company as I was, my share price would have been going up. I was excited to be out there. I was earning money. I was saving money back then. So I reckon early on, in my mid-teens, my share price would have been looking pretty good. Then, of course, I got to my later teens. I discovered girls, and I discovered alcohol, and I discovered, a few other things, a bit of marijuana and a few other things like that. And I imagine my share price would have started to level off and probably plummet through my late teens, early 20s, where, you know, I was partying pretty hard, wasn't saving anything, and, you know, I had no direction in life. Then in my mid-20s, I met my wife and we got married, and I reckon right then my share price would look good again. You know, I was motivated. I now had some responsibility. I was motivated to do well in life. So I reckon my share price in my, you know, mid-late 20s would have started looking good again. But then in my early 30s to mid-30s, the share price would have tapered off, I'm sure. Again, we took on debt. We started living beyond our means. We started trying to look rich rather than be rich, and we lost our way. So I'm sure the share price would have declined through that period. And then I got to my mid-30s, or 36, 37, where I realised that I needed to turn it all around. I needed to be a turnaround story myself. And I don't think the market would have believed me back then. So, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I had all these dreams. And I can imagine my share price probably wouldn't have done anything. But then over the next few years, things started to happen for us. You know, we started to get that surplus. We paid off all our debts, all our credit cards, car loans, all those sorts of things. We'd saved some money. We started to invest and build up a better balance sheet. And I reckon in my late 30s, early 40s, people would have realised, well, this kid's going all right. And my share price would have gone up. And now I'm 44. I've just closed my business or sold my business last week. And now, right now, the market will be thinking, well, what's this guy going to do? And what's going to happen with this business now? So right now, I reckon my share price might be tapering a bit as the market wants to hear some news about where I'm going to go, you know, and I wouldn't mind knowing myself. But right now, I'm at a point where it could go either way. You know, perhaps my next venture would be send my share price skyrocketing, or perhaps I could get stuck in this rut perhaps over the next few years. We'll wait and see. But that's my life. Have a look at yours like that. Just think over the last 30, 40, 50 years, however old you are, just take a look at where your share price will have gone over that time and where it is right now. Okay guys, I got a little bit passionate about this sort of stuff. It is something that, because I've been through this and I've been a financial wreck at stages in my life, I know the value of turning it around from being where I was to being where I am and having a vision of where I want to go. It's night and day. So I encourage you to take a look at where you are and try and like a good stock, try and turn it around if you need to, and watch your share price soar over the next few years. Okay guys, so we'll leave that one there. Thanks for listening to my little rant today. Hopefully you get some value out of it. And if you want to talk even one-on-one, send me an email. I'll put it on the screen there now, or contact me in the comments, and I'll give my phone number if you want to chat, because it is good to have a bit of encouragement along the way and perhaps ask a few questions about what you should do at certain points from someone who has gone through these sorts of things. So always happy to do that if any of you need it. Okay, now my next video, which actually not my next one, my next one. My next one will be a mid-month sort of update. I've got a few things to talk about. I went to Sydney last week, met a few interesting people at a pub there. So I'll talk about that in my next vid. The one after that, probably next Friday, nothing completely organised yet, but hopefully I'm going to do an interview with Bo from Cryptocurrency Australia. That's the YouTube channel that he runs. I have sort of given my views on cryptocurrency in the past, and I'm not a believer in crypto at this point, but I want to talk to Bo and I want to pick his brains, always open to new ideas. I always try to be. So I think it'll be interesting to have a chat to Bo. I'll ask him, I've got lots of questions I want to ask, and just get his views and understand why someone, he's obviously intelligent and very articulate, what attracted him to the crypto space, because I may be missing something and I want to understand that. So it should be fun. Hopefully it goes ahead. We're organising it now, so hopefully that'll be next Friday. I'll post that, so I'll keep you updated on that. And the last thing, the competition. It's been fun so far. What I'll do, I'll finish this video up now, but if you want to stick around after the credits, I'll just do another short video updating where everyone is at the moment. Last time I looked, there was a runaway leader, so that's going to be interesting to see if we can, well, if you guys can track me down, basically, because one of my stocks has gone parabolic in the last few days, and I've shot out to a big lead, so it should be fun. No worries, guys. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you guys soon. Hey, g'day guys, it is Friday the 13th, there you go, of April. So we're 5 days in, first week down of the competition for the Australia's greatest stock picker. And yes, some interesting things going on. I'll show you the full leaderboard. This is everyone's stocks, so I'll scroll through that so everyone can see how the individual stocks are going. I'll pick out a few on the way down that are going particularly good or particularly bad. We'll have a look. As you can see at the top there, one of mine, RFN, the third one along. Oh, where are we? I'll go there. That one there, up 50% so far. It was actually up 107% yesterday. It hit 2.9 cents for a while. So I was just flying away. But yeah, that one's gone quite well. The other ones, Kicker and TTT, are also up. So going good. Just going through here. What else we got? What's this one here? BLK, Aaron Twig, down 26% on BLK. That one will be hurting Aaron. What else have we got as we go down? You can look for yourself and see if you can see how you're going. Another one with BLK, down 26% there. What's this one? GSW, Get Swift, it's up nearly 10% for the week. GLA, down 14%. So yes, the 777, the Freeman, under pressure. With those two, down 26 and 14. We'll keep going down, see what else we got here. Any other big numbers? There's a few here. ESH, I notice that's up 17%, going well. And EDE up 7%. So some big movers for Ibrahim. I know he's an admirer of NUH. We've spoken about those shares before. So that's hurting him a little bit at the moment. Stephen Driscoll, who was formerly known as Delta 4000, he changed his name. Shares stayed the same. He's in Novarti, that's up 11. He's going okay. Jordan Bortelli going very nicely. He's got some BGS. They had a big day today. I don't know much about them, but they're up 23%, so they're definitely helping him along. Any more here? Nothing. What's this one? Up 17%. That's NBX. Up 17, so they're going well for Martin Clark, keeping him up there. And what else we got? This one here up 13%. What's that? FI, that's Fast Brick. Yeah, so they're still hanging around that 16.5 cents. Fast Brick again there. Nothing I can see of too big a note there, and just down to the last few. As you can see, there's actually 84 contestants now. Ben VDT, Nico T, and Paul Bogo. They actually put their entries in and I missed them, so my apologies to those three. They did have legitimate entries and I missed them, so they are in now. So there's actually 84 contestants. So that is how the full board there. Now if we click across and have a look at the ladder and the Aussie share trader, look at that kid go, up 19% in a week. God, I wish I could do it every week. Yeah, that would be nice. Jordan De Botelli is in second, and Gav, who's been up around the top since day one, is sitting in third. So we'll go from top to bottom today, and you can see where you're going in the ladder. Mr. Forking Hell at 14th. Mark Williams, good Carlton boy. He's sitting at 13th there. David Flory, he was the early leader, sitting at 24th now, still thereabouts. Connor Noble, he's come from a long way back, I think. He's sitting in 29th, and Trung in 30th. Irfan, apologies, mate. I've been calling you Ifran. I had the R and the F back to front. So, yeah, I've changed that, fixed it up. Sitting in 32nd place. Down to Max Andrews in 40th place, and he's the last of the players in the positive. Andrew then at 41st is the first in the negative as we go further down. Yeah, starting to get some big numbers here. Kane Brown, that's he's doing well. He was down 13% the last time I looked, so he's only down 2% now, and he was last place up to 66, so getting a lot better for you, Kane. Keep heading down. Down to the last few. Terry Taylor in 82nd. 7-7 the Freeman in 83rd place, and the last one, Aaron Twigg. Oh, how do I do this? Aaron Twigg. There we go. Aaron Twigg down 10.4%, sitting in last place still, Aaron. So you've got a bit of work to do, son, but plenty of time to go yet. So there we go, guys. That is the ladder. You've got to try and get that guy out in front there. He skipped away to a big lead. But yes, I don't think he'll be putting on 20% every week. I can almost guarantee it. So anyway, have a good weekend, guys. It's Friday afternoon, 3:30 here. Time to clock off. Have a good weekend, and I'll catch up next weekend. Cheers.